Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Antoine and today we'll be doing a message for the Libra season. We are currently in Libra season, so you know, it comes when it comes. So today I am doing the Libra seasonal message with my classic deck, of course. It is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, the Dreamscape Oracle, as well as the Luna Tarot, all blended into one. So you'll be seeing that in the spread. So collective, for Libra season, it seems like it looks like there's some type of looming deadline. It's a looming deadline that is going to come no matter what, of course. And it's like we are being given a choice as to how we want to enter into this new phase. And so it looks as though Libra season is preparing us for how we would like to move forward. Well, I want to say, like, it's very interesting. It's like the seasonal readings seem to have been, it's like even in the last Virgo seasonal reading, there was a preparation for Libra season. Now that Libra season is here, it's like this reading is meant to be preparing us for the Scorpio season coming up. So there's a lot of, kind of getting things put together, tied together, so that when that season does come, we are fully prepared. And even in the last season, it was asking us to break away from things that are draining our energy. It was showing up as parasites. And while in this season, we are being given a choice as to how we would like to experience. It's coming through as the death card. And of course, after Libra season is the Scorpio season. So it's like in preparation for Scorpio season, we're being shown a pivotal choice, and we get to decide how we want to move forward. So with the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. It's very interesting because this Eight of Wands in particular comes through with a message. It's like a very urgent message. It's an urgent message that's wanting to get to you before, I guess, said deadline comes, so that you're prepared. So that's what the underlying energy is here, is an urgent message that wants to come through so that we all as a collective are prepared. And although it is showing up as a collective, it seems like this is a very an individual scenario or situation that would be playing out in your life. So on the bridge, oh, wow. Okay. I'm like kind of flabbergasted because in the reading itself, we actually have the other tower card. So it's very interesting. All right, so on the bridge, of course, if we have an urgent message that's coming in to prepare us before something alarming could happen, the alarm, even this is like presenting itself as an alarm, the alarm that seems to be happening would present itself on the bridge. So the bridge is usually this, if you want to call it like a space, the bridge is the space in between 2 points, right? Of course. So that would be like Libra season and then Scorpio season. So that space in between, the time within Libra season, there's going to be some type of tower experience. And before everyone freaks out, this particular tower card comes with a message of, actually there's no bad towers. Because it is docked here at the side, You know, there's of course long stories and stuff like that behind this card. But what it signifies is that the energy of the tower, or things coming to you unexpectedly without your awareness, are it's over. That being caught by surprise is over. And that's going to be made known in the Libra season. And it's actually kind of being made known here too, because it's like if you're getting a heads up, if the collective is getting a heads up about what's to come, and there's a lot of preparation that's going into it, it's as if once this moment comes, it's actually not going to be experienced as a tower, because it's expected. It's now expected. So let's look at the overall energy for Libra season. And this is gorgeous. We have the star being presented as the overall energy. And I often say that the star energy is, it's an energy of, well, it's an energy of being caught. So, you know, of course, paired with this tower here, you know, as we make these preparations and this moment happens, it's like the preparations are going to bring us into a space where it's coming through as actually kind of like faith that we will be caught, or that whatever the moment is going to reveal to us, it's all going to be like held in our grasp of either understanding, or like like a full scope of emotional understanding, because everything's coming in advance. So perhaps maybe that's talking about how if this message wasn't to come, the entirety of the situation might not be fully understood. So there's something in that. There's something in the understanding of what is unfolding that is going to give us, it's going to give us a sense of, well, it's going to help to rebalance the dynamics, and through that rebalancing, there's a lot of rejuvenation and health that's being restored. So everything is, that's the thing, is like, okay, yes, even though sometimes we do experience tower moments, oftentimes these tower moments happen so that there can be a restoration of like the true structure, or the true foundation moving forward. Like, things have to be broken down in order for things to start to grow again. And that's kind of what this death energy here is talking about as well. So this death energy is coming through as, well, because we ourselves as a collective are being presented down here in this corner. And what's fascinating here is that we're kind of showing up as being in the dark, meaning that we're not seeing something looming. There's something that's looming. It's like, I don't want this message to be very dread and dark and you know, like a dooming. It's not. That's not what this is. So I know that the language that's coming out can seem very dramatic and drastic, but I believe that it is being portrayed that way, so its significance can be understood. So all of this might actually be happening in a very small scenario, but the significance of it is, well, it is impactful, but it's not something that is going to completely like annihilate everything. And that's why we have this Tower card coming here, because it's a reminder to all of us in the collective that there actually are no bad towers, that this energy is beneficial for the future, for progress. So, and of course, with the heads up, it's like we wouldn't be experiencing it as dramatically as we might be if we were unaware. So, this death card is coming through as a looming deadline, something that has been growing and building and shaping itself and is finally being posted. It's coming through as being posted. What I'm seeing is that these two holes up here, it's like it's a poster or some type of billboard, a sign perhaps, that's being posted on, I want to say, the door of our next experience as a collective, because it's like this poster is being posted and we all are being given the opportunity to read it, if you will. It's like something across a message board or something along those lines. So you might be receiving this message in, well, multiple people might be receiving this message in a very different way. Some it could even be like something like a post on social media, or something through a message board, or a sign that is being fixed to a door, or something along those lines. It could be something like a billboard or an advertisement, something like that. And the energy that it's going to bring forth for all of us is this death, which is talking about a transformation. And the transformation has to do with how we are perceiving something. So with all of us, it's like we are all being given the opportunity to experience this, but it's going to come to each of us in a very individualized way. So here we are down here as a collective and as an individual in the dark. And what's fascinating here is that we're also being presented as the Two of Swords, which is, she's blindfolded, so she's in the dark as well. So there's a lot of things that are not being seen. There's a lot of stuff that's not being seen. And it has to do with how we as a collective are deciding to perceive something. Deciding, before we're able to see it, we are being shown that there are kind of like two different ways of perceiving the events, or the event itself, how it unfolds. It's like there's two different ways of looking at it. And with all of us coming through this Two of Swords, it's really honing in on the fact that we get to decide. So if you want to view this, it's kind of like when seeing the Tower and just expecting it expecting it to be something that is destructive, something that's going to dismantle your life as you know it. There's no coming back. Like that mindset can be, it can negative, that's the thing. That mindset can actually negatively impact your health and how you view opportunities that you could be grasping onto. But with that viewpoint, it's like it doesn't allow for this rebalancing to happen. It kind of stays within that tower space. So it's referring to that if you focus on the tower and perhaps the negative impact without seeing the entire picture, it's like it keeps you in that mindset or that framing, and actually will prevent you from, I don't want to say it's going to prevent you from moving forward, because there's always going to be progress that's made. But however, it can slow the process down, or like it's drawing it out. It's making it last longer than what's actually necessary. So we as a collective are being shown in advance, before this moment happens within Libra season. There are two ways of viewing this. Like I said before, you can view it as this tower here, which is, of course, something that is destructive, or as a way of being cast out, being removed from a high position, anything like that. Or the other way of looking at this is that understanding that when these tower moments happen, it's usually because we as individuals are being ushered into a brand new space. This is the World card. So it's a new beginning. It's a brand new beginning, which is gorgeous, because yes, this tower or whatever these moments are going to, they are going to happen. It's like it's a looming deadline. It's like it's something that is on the timeline, and regardless of kind of like anything that we do, nothing is going to stop this transformation from happening. And so because of that, it's really referring to that the only way that we can have some sort of sense of control, because a lot of this, especially with the tower moments and all that, and things that do come to us unexpectedly, the feelings that we get are because we feel like we don't have a sense of control over what's happening to us. Like it's happening to us, and we're perceiving that it's happening to us, but really it's actually happening for us, like for our benefit. Give me 1 second. Okay, I will. All right, so like I was saying before, it's all in how we perceive the events that are unfolding for us. So if you are to look at this and perceive it as something that is negative, having some type of like negative connotation to it. It's a tower moment. The experience of it, it's talking about this fall here. So when we in a sense, all of us are go through this moment individually, however it is playing out for us, and we get pushed out of this tower. Okay, that's the thing though. That's very interesting because it's almost like we actually don't have to be pushed out of this tower because we know that there's some type of looming deadline. There's a deadline that is coming. We can choose to view it as a tower or as an opportunity to start something new, something fresh, have a new beginning. But there's kind of a sense in here that we can also actually avoid the tower by stepping into this willingly. It's like by stepping into this willingly, the tower itself doesn't have to be experienced. Like if you just step off the ledge and jump into this new beginning, this new world, and just go for it, the tower moment doesn't have to even occur. Like you don't even have to get pushed from this tower. However, once that deadline hits, and if you haven't made the move to go into this new space, then that's of course then when you get pushed out of the tower. And so if you find yourself in that position, because you can, depending on the choices that on all of the choices that you make in particular crossroads, is going to determine how, or it's going to determine the next events that unfold. Now, of course, it is your own, I don't even know, it's like it's your own responsibility, if you will, to shape how you perceive it. But that doesn't mean that the experience isn't going, the experience is there, the experience is real, the experience is happening, but you have the ability to be able to control how you perceive it. So with all of these warnings and everything ahead of time, there's there is a knowing that is happening in the collective where to just to just jump into this new beginning. And when you do that, it's actually going to feel incredibly blissful. It's going to feel very good. It's like it feels like a parachute or something, like if you jump into this new space and just go for it, it's like the wind is going to catch you and you're just gonna, like, you're gonna float down into this new space, and it's actually going to feel very good. Like it's it's going to feel very good versus if you come up upon the deadline and you get pushed, it's going to feel abrupt. And because of its abruptness, it's like you're clamoring to find some sort of sense of stability. And then, of course, if you perceive it in a way that is negative or in a way that is essentially not understanding that it's actually happening for your benefit, because we're all going this way, regardless whether or not you want to go this way. We're all moving forward, right? And so if you perceive it as something that is very destructive or tower-like. I mean, it's like the space here is going to expand. So you'll be falling for longer. Like it's gonna feel that way. It's like you are expanding the emotional impact that it has on you by focusing on it in a negative light instead of shifting to this new space of understanding that it is actually for the benefit of the collective and is going to help propel us into the future. And what's very interesting is that even if you do find yourself at this deadline and you haven't yet jumped, your perception can shift like mid fall, and that perception shift is actually what's going to then kind of like give a little buoyancy to the moment. And it's like then you'll actually start to experience it as a more like blissful event. That's very interesting. All right, so um, I will be pulling more cards for this Libra seasonal reading, and if you are interested in that and interested in getting a little bit more depth on what the season has to offer us, go ahead and click the link. You'll find it in the description box at the very top. Yeah, I'll see you there. Bye.